I mean, my body is not ready. It was really exhausting, man. You know, I was like,
is this harder to do than it is play?
I mean,
you played in some long games.
Yeah, but if you play long games, you have like this adrenaline. You know, you're like,
right.
Woo!
You need to run around here or something.
Yeah, come on.
I think that's actually what it is. This guy has so much energy.
It does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah.
A lot
Playing
of people
basketball at 6:30 in the morning, football in the evening, tennis at midnight.
There is no such thing as too much energy.
That is true. That's what I keep telling everyone that hates on me.
How appropriate.
We should just call him Energy. His nickname should be Energy from now on.
Energy circumflex.
Yeah, well, of course. Oh, sorry, I forgot that on the end. Yeah, you're right. As we head into this draft, which is starting momentarily, Fog, I don't even know what to ask you guys about this, because what was wrong with either of their drafts first time round?
No, nothing.
No, exactly.
So
okay. Well, just draft.
This is something we talked about. Well,
Vici's was a little, Vici's maybe was a little weird, but they ended up making it work. So
I do think that Vici fell into that classic second pick trap that I've been talking about. They spent their 3rd overall pick in that draft on a core that countered the enemy's 2nd overall pick, and you get 2 as first pick. You get 2 counter picks then in the second phase. Now, Bloodseeker hard to directly counter, but I still think that puts you in a very vulnerable drafting position when you do that.
I think I can say, last game we were harping a lot on Ori before the game started. He stepped up. So now for this one, I'm going to harp on Mushi. Mushi needs to step up.
Yeah, he had a rough game, didn't he?
Very rough.
That first game.
Very rough.
That blade mail that he bought, 2nd item, did less than 6k damage in an 85-minute game.
Yeah, I mean, poor choice of item build, and also poor choice of potential victim every time as well. Just doing no damage.
I believe like half his damage went on an Underlord.
Yeah, almost. He 16k out of his 40k total damage was on the Underlord, and that's the hero that's the tankiest on the team by far.
I like this, though, that they take out the Tide Hunter. That's the ones that we were talking about, right? The Pango and the Tide for Ice Ice Ice.
Yep. Mineski have banned the Night Stalker, which is kind of, I guess, it's what Vici banned, I think, the first time?
The first time,
yeah.
It's if you're not first pick, you ban Ion Night Stalker now. It seems to be.
Yes, 100%. I think those are easily the 2 best first overall picks.
Or you leave in Io and Night Stalker, you get 1, and they get 1.
Yeah, we've gone down that road before. I remember at TI, Peter would do something very similar for EG.
Sir.
So there's a Bane.
Radiant team.
Bane.
A first pick Gyro. Now, we were talking about this off screen as possibly the worst first pick core in the game right now.
Well, I think he's been figured out. He's 2-8 in his last 10 games here at this event.
Go Bane Omni.
That's the thing.
Go Bane Omni.
Well, Bane, who cares? Bane, who cares? Bane anything.
Bane any one of 109 heroes that are left.
VP's is...
Sorry, 108.
VP's opener would be Bane Omni right now versus...
Or sometimes Bane Sand King. They'll go that too. But
Bane Elemental.
Bane Omni, which also still gives you Conquer if you really want it as well. We've seen a lot of Conquers placed against this Gyro.
Yeah, I think Bane Sand King.
Did they ban... Wait, was Bounty banned in the last game?
No.
It was not, right?
It was definitely not.
So I guess Bounties...
Oh, Vici.
Vici likes their Bounty a lot.
They do.
Radiant team.
Let's see what they go for.
Luna?
Oh, no. Come on.
No.
So they're both doing what? Lost a lot of games this tournament. But I think you can draft the Luna because there's no direct carry counter matchup, which a lot of times is a problem.
So Bane Luna.
And they take the Bane to counter the Gyro.
So you knew it's going to be Bane something, but the problem with this is if you're Vici, I mean, you can throw that Gyro mid and pick him up. Freeze's Gyro is amazing. Okay.
Freeze is in the other team, though.
Sorry. Ori's Gyro is okay. That's right. Wrong team. That's the next series. But I think you can still throw Gyro mid and pick something like a monkey.
It is possible, but
my thing is like when you open with their Luna and you see Gyro already, their Gyro is there. So what ends up happening if you don't pick one of these carry heroes, the enemy team is forced to ban Morphling. You force them to actually ban a 4th, 5th Morphling in this game. So by doing this, you're actually leaving them to get more bans because you open up with the Luna, right?
I agree.
Because like Gyro versus Morphling, we've seen that. Like, it's very Morphling favored.
I don't think either that. I don't think I want to see Gyro and Luna both leave first phase.
There's the bounty.
Yeah.
Yep. So we talked about. We saw them run this in the group stages, and Paparazzi went like 20-0-6 because of his bounty hunter enabling him.
26 kills.
Was it 26 kills?
Yeah, all time. Okay. Yeah, 4th all time in 5,800 Gyro Pro games.
Okay.
We just track the back line, you flag the back line, flag all the front heroes, and your damage will be
Insane.
control.
Track plus bounty, track plus flak, really strong. Track versus Bane, You know, he's able to keep tags. The Shuriken bounce can break the
grip.
grip.
Yeah. But to be fair, Luna versus Gyro is Luna favored.
Luna's favorite.
If you ever have the same items, Gyro cannot man-fight you.
Yeah.
Which is what Gyro hates.
Now,
But that's not going to happen in this game because they're going to put that bounty with a jar, aren't they? Same as they did in the previous game.
It can... Well, it depends on how hard the VG snowballs with the Bounty Hunter, I guess. And it depends on the laning phase too. Usually Gyro has a very rough lane against Bane +1. But so does Luna.
Yeah,
you know that Luna's not going to get any items either in this game, right? Because that bounty's going to be sniping couriers all over the map.
Yeah,
Well.
it's very possible.
The other scary thing that they did when they opened Gyro Bounty against EG is they picked Lion third. And that gave them this just ridiculous skill combo.
And I like that. I like that kind of hero for Lanem.
I love Lion just in general. I feel that hero is very underrated right now. Has a lot of damage, a lot of disables, which a lot of lineups actually lack.
And his laning is better now.
You have 6 stuns.
6 stuns in the laning phase.
How much does
pretty
level 1
sweet.
stun deal? 70?
Yeah.
And you get like 2 auto attacks in, so it's like around 200 damage.
And they made it, they made this, I mean, a long time ago, but they made the stun actually decent at level 1.
Yeah,
Old level 1 stun was horrible.
Yeah, it like lasted 0.1 second or something.
Yeah, it was really low, yeah.
Yep, good point in casting. The other thing they like to do with this bounty is those deep wards.
Yes.
We don't talk, I feel like, enough about the warding game.
Oh, the Vision game. It's been huge in this
and it
tournament.
has been huge in this tournament, hasn't it? And particularly for players and teams that are using this bounty with those deep wards to catch the couriers out.
And particularly versus Luna's. Luna is a hero that you want to go Mask of Madness, you want to hit those jungle creeps. Bounty, you'll be able to scout that at all times.
And
so.
just for the record, Ori is, in the last 3 months, Paparazzi is 2-4 on the Gyro. Ori is 3-1. I would not be surprised to see them run this Gyro mid and think something like a Monkey King as a direct counter to the Luna.
It is possible, but Gyro mid has so many counter matchups, just gets abused really easily.
I think
I generally don't like it, but it's a possibility for sure.
They love the Monkey King versus Luna, though, as we saw yesterday.
Yeah, they do.
And I think the extent to which Gyro is countered mid is mitigated a lot if you can get Bounty Hunter to Sniper Courier.
I mean, if Bounty can snipe a courier, of course, you can make whatever matchup is unfavorable for him.
Which doesn't it seem like that's, I mean, the last, like, I think the last 6 pro bounty games I've seen, couriers have been sniped more than half of them.
Yep. But
it's hard.
It's just really hard for the mid lane if it dies before it gets upgraded to a flying courier.
That's what I'm talking about, though.
But the thing is, if you're really vigilant about it, you can just like tell your support to take the items from the base, and then. But I feel a lot of people are very sloppy when they play against bounty with the courier. You know they have the deep wards, and it says on the screen Radiant Courier respawns, and then they send it right straight down middle again. He waits there, snipes it again. Yeah. I feel like people got very sloppy playing against bounty hunter.
No, that's kind of what I was looking for, because it's felt that way to me, but it's hard because I haven't played in those positions.
Yeah.
Skywrath.
All right.
Sky Bane is interesting.
Squishy. Very squishy right now from Mineski. All three.
Damage.
Yeah, lots of damage, but I mean, Track and Flak is going to really hurt those supports.
Usually I don't like a lineup with like a front liner kind of support that can kind of disrupt people.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
My brain automatically says Axe whenever you see the Skywrath now. I don't know. I've seen it so many times that a Pugna.
Pugna hard counters Axe, so that's out of discussion.
Pugna destroys, Netherward destroys Skywrath.
You can't ult in the fights pretty much.
And this is exactly what, so it wasn't Bane, but remember at Epicenter in the finals, Liquid picked Lion Skywrath, and LGD came back with 4-position Pugna. And that Netherward did, the damage that that Netherward did to the 2 supports in that game was just, it took them both out of the game.
It recently got buffed too. 0.25 per level.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think level 4 is now 2 times the mana cost, and Mystic Flare is super expensive. How much is it level 1? 300, 400?
300, yeah.
300 mana. Times 2, 600. Not bad. Honestly, I'm looking at Mineski, they need something like a DK frontliner. But then I have a DK.
Wow.
They need a frontliner, super bad.
Yeah.
There's their frontliner.
Yeah, there we go.
So Pipe Carrier and their frontliner.
Honestly, you don't want to put Moon on a DK right now because he's the one playing the best out of your team. So you want to put him on something that can really pick up the momentum and carry you.
Yeah. Oh, the key is the Crimson too, not the Pipe. Because the Crimson is what protects the 2 supports from the Gyro. At least in the mid game.
But I mean, Pipe versus Pugna, because it protects versus the Netherward.
Yeah.
And I think this is actually one of the few ways I actually do like Luna with the Underlord. We've seen tons of teams actually use that combo because then the Luna can be a little bit safer in the front lines with the Underlord right next to her.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of done with this Luna hero, honestly. It's just felt so underwhelming to me.
I mean, he's lost a lot of games, especially if you pick it first 2. But so has Gyrocopter, honestly.
Yeah.
And they're still getting first phased all the time.
I mean, it's not terrible at this tournament. It's played 24. It's got a 45.8% win rate, so it's not.
Yeah, but
Gyrocopter? Or
no, Luna.
That's
Luna. No, similarly though, Gyro looked okay at first, and then it's gone 2 and 8 in his last 10.
It's 24 played so far, excluding this one. It's got a 41.7% win rate.
So it was like okay first 2 days.
Yeah, exactly. First 2 days, it was okay, but it has fallen
Monkey
hard.
King though would be insane right now
Yeah,
if they want to do that.
I love Monkey.
Yep.
Yeah.
If
they want to do the gyro mid, but as I said,
so well.
Mineski has the last pick, and they will counter the gyro hard if they do go for the monkey.
They
go Lina instead.
Okay.
I don't like that. Oh no, I actually like it. I thought partner was on the other team. Never mind. All good. All good.
All good. Calm down.
Ban the TA though.
Yeah, Monkey King is currently 4 wins out of 6.
I want to see how many times Luna won when it was first faced.
Luna won its first phase. Yeah, I looked that up earlier. It's her first phase win rate is very similar to overall win rate. So 40%.
40%. Okay.
So it's, I expected it to be very different, but it's not been.
So TA is gonna get banned out by VG. Mineski is gonna ban out a tanky offlaner. I would like to see a Beastmaster for VG if they don't ban it.
Yeah, it gives him more vision control.
Beast sounds good.
More vision. BKB piercing disable against the Luna. This game I would also love to see an Aghanims on the Lina, just to pierce through the Underlord as well as the Luna Aghanims.
Okay, they banned the
BKB,
Doom.
sorry.
Okay.
Doom. Well, also a tanky offlane, I guess.
Fits the bill,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it feels like they would like to have a pipe carrier of their own.
I mean, they need a frontliner.
Yeah.
But
Does 11 play Beast? My memory doesn't really.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
Not
he
very
does.
often, but
It doesn't really fit his kind of playstyle, I feel.
they lack stun. They only have light strike array with the
stun?
bounty.
Yeah, that's why I want to have Meepo.
Meepo ban.
I would have banned TA for sure.
That's lol. Okay.
Meepo ban.
I really feel like they're just gonna pick TA.
Mineski, yeah, right?
Yeah.
VGs should definitely pick Beast right now. Is there anything better? The deck stuns? Like a tanker?
Yeah. We've not had a single Meepo at this tournament, of course. It has been banned once already in the tournament. In a similar vein against Mineski.
They can still pick. They can pick Omni. Can't
Wait,
they?
it could be offlane partner. We've seen it a lot in the past. If they want to pick a support, which I would not like, but it is possible.
Find out.
I'll go
No,
for Beast.
Beast, okay.
Straight call.
Fair enough.
Stick to your first instincts.
Great call.
And there should be a TA right now, like straight up.
Yeah,
Oh,
should
God.
definitely
Although
be
it's
TA.
it's not that good of a TA game, I don't really see a better hero against Selena. But then we have TA Luna again. We spoke about that. It's very greedy.
Yeah.
It's very Please just don't go
I know.
DK.
Yeah, the Death Prophet's still in the pool as well.
DP or DK honestly fits the lineup way better, but I don't like it on Moon.
I prefer of the two. I think I prefer DP.
Yeah, I think so too. Just
I
give
don't
him
know.
the TA, let him snowball,
DK gives
honestly.
you that hard disable. He's just been so bad this tournament.
A TA against partner is also so bad.
Yeah.
Their chase is weird. It almost fits. It looks like the DK fits, but
Yeah.
Timbersaw.
it's the
You
DK.
gotta DK.
It's
Yeah,
the
You
DK.
need that hard.
They
you
need the
that
chase.
instant
You need that
disable.
disable.
Yeah,
You
they
need
have
it,
to
they
go
really do.
solid and reliable, I guess.
But
in
honestly,
this one.
DK,
I mean,
DK lane's okay against Lina, don't get me wrong.
it is Moon's most played hero. He's 15 and 8 on it in the last 3
Yeah,
months.
but you still have now your superstar that kind of developed recently on a DK, which can be okay. He can honestly snowball too. It's just
I have
just
to
a bit
worry about
risky.
the mental side of things for Mineski. It's
Sure.
such a gut check game
Yep.
for them.
Yep. Paparazzi, by the way, on the gyro. Fenrir on the bounty, so similar to what they played
Yeah.
before when they had that great game. Alan, which way?
With what they showed in the last game, again, I hate to bandwagon, but I am a believer in Vici, and I think Mineski might just be a little bit tilted right now. Vici Gaming.
Black.
There you go.
you go. I
You
don't
want me?
care.
Fogged.
Okay.
Black, fogged. I don't mind.
Both.
I'm gonna go with Mineski. The only way I like Luna is when you have it with Underlord. So, and I think they actually have. My big criticism with DK is if you don't have damage provided by your other heroes, I think Luna and Skywrath can provide the damage.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Mineski too, because of a good gut feeling.
Okay, I like that.
Okay, I'm never quite sure with Black. He's, after all, a former Vici gaming player. We all know how Fogged votes when it's a former team that he's played for, but Black seems independent of all of that. He's a Mineski man through and through. Let's head back to Gods and Capitalists for game number 2.
It's That's right, Gods and I had a lot of fun for game number 1. Hopefully game 2 is going to be just as interesting. In fact, we have, well, Mineski, they just drafted straight up normal, I would say. We don't have the surprise Wraith King, but we still have a really interesting Vici game lineup that is featuring a lot of heroes that we haven't seen at this tournament.
Yeah, the Pugna coming out, Lanem, talked about a lot. He plays these very unusual, quirky support heroes. He always has, even going back to his time in like Team DK and stuff. We saw him on a Zeus last game, this time around on a Pugna. They're the ones with the slightly more unusual draft, although I think looking at their core, it's very standard. Gyro, Beastmaster, Lina, Tricore sounds pretty normal.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with Fogged and Black. I like Mineski's draft a bit better. Just feels like they've got a very good lineup that can play fast-paced Dota, take objectives very well with the DK Luna cores. Underlord's this great kind of just damage soak who can frontline for them, but definitely not a hard out draft by any means.
Yeah, it certainly feels like a game that Vici Gaming are going to have to get the ball rolling with the Lina Bounty Hunter. Speaking of Bounty Hunter, he's going to try and contest Mushi and Paparazzi, trying to contest Ice, Ice, Ice. In the end, it is Ice, 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 who's a little bit faster, and Fenrir, as the Bounty Hunter, was unable to snag the Bounty Rune away from Mushi. So, Mineski get 3.
Yep. Fenrir will scout things out down bottom. He's trying to figure out where these supports are going. We'll see Skywrath bottom. At least initially, they're going to be doing the Bane in the offlane instead. Bane with Brain Sap, just very good at trading hits and harassing.
So our Bounty Hunter wants to be able to help 11 out a little bit. And I don't blame him, just because Skywrath Mage is, like, Skywrath Mage wants to play super forward. He wants to be able to throw these nukes at you over and over and over again if you're the Beastmaster, but Bounty Hunter comes in, you're a no-armor hero. So you can actually kind of counteract the harassment of the Sky and make this lane a lot easier for 11 to get CS. Yeah. But maybe we're going to change all of that. Wanum's coming to bottom now.
Fenrir is also going to be TPing up top, so lane swap all over the place. I guess they did not want the Bounty versus the Skywrath, even though he's got the 0 armor. They want the Pugna, who's going to be able to just kind of trade hits, blast him, and Nether Ward, once he skills it, likely at level 2, can be a very strong tool as well.
Yeah, now Pugna can... Oh, Ori!
Okay.
Just kills Moon's Dragonite.
Yep. Unexpected. Level 1 stun into level 2 Fury Souls. And Moon, who's been winning his lanes, and Ori, who has been losing his lanes, have completely done some Freaky Friday stuff here today. And
Ninja Boogie slept up on Fenrir. No Brain Sap for 3 more seconds, though. So Fenrir should be able to get away.
That was definitely not expected. The CS battle, though, is being handily won by Dragonite, who's 7-0 to the 2-2 of Lina. Lina's just been right-clicking Dragonite whenever he pushes forward, so let's see how that affects things with the first blood now.
Oof, Lanham getting in good harassment on the 2 Mineski heroes at bottom lane. 11's going to have to recover with the healing south. Keep on checking back into that mid lane just to make sure that Ori isn't going to do something wild. Look at him. He's just leaning into Moon, who just found a regen rune. So if he can actually... No, he's not really going to be able to... Oh, my God. Ori? What? He actually tried to grab that?
That was questionable. He's at least able to break the regen, but there's no way you're going to win that race to it.
And you would just have it canceled it instantly anyway.
Yeah, that was a bit peculiar, but he's still doing fine in this lane. Just took a lot more extra damage than he needed to. And
yeah,
the CS definitely showing DK doing just fine. A bit of a misplay to give up that first blood. And something the panel talked a bit about. Maybe there is some Mineski tilt sinking in, because definitely not a death that you would expect to see Moon succumb to in the first couple minutes of the game.
Yeah, certainly not. Ori, level 4. How's that top lane going? Ice 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 is doing pretty well for himself. 12 and 8, taking a bit of damage from the duo right now.
4 CS only on Gyro.
Yeah, look at him just turn around and fight those two as they try and push him out. So he is keeping this Gyro real underleveled. Luna's doing a little bit better for himself.
Yeah, and this is a great lane for Underlord. Very low base damage on Gyrocopter, even lower because of the Trophy Aura, which is leveled up to a 2nd point at level 3, so he's really trying to prioritize just dominating the lane and the CS here.
Now, I think it's still kind of okay if Gyrocopter's low CS, because you can kind of make up for that as long as you're getting levels, and then you just come online.
9 denies, though. It's a decent chunk. He is still getting levels, though, so he needs, like you say, come online through levels and even look at a support rotation, but problem is, Pug is not really a support who rotates and comes and kills your lane.
Yeah. Fenrir back behind this tier 1 tower, spotting out some of these lower HP supports. And is hoping that with 11 and Lanem, they can try and maybe nuke somebody down or something, but backs up, goes for the 4-minute rune. It's going to be double damage for him. So that'll be a nice pickup, especially since he's level 2 with Janata.
Maybe other head towards mid. There is clarity on the Lina, so Mana is coming his way if he wants to go for that kill, but the double damage rune will be scouted out. Jabs, I like it.
Fenrir doesn't even grab it before Jabs finishes off the attack.
I mean, Jabs could have walked there faster than Lina, but he just assumes the bounty is tracking his movements and going to be on that rune, so very good heads-up play from him.
Paparazzi
Jabs will bottom in some trouble, though.
Paparazzi's dead. I think he's dead. Oh, no, he actually has a wand. He's okay. Jabs is indeed the one who dies here.
Ice with the boots advantage. He can potentially run him down. Gyro with good base movement speed has...
Uh-oh, Paparazzi, how are you going to get out of this one?
It's a silly-looking death, but ultimately I think he needs to either die or bring out a bunch of regen. So, you know, dying is probably the lesser of two evils there.
And the courier went down to the bottom secret shop to pick up a bottle and then back over to Ori in the mid lane.
Yes.
Prioritizing himself perhaps a bit too much because it's Paparazzi who needs the help out of all the lanes.
Dying lane was one of those weird things where it just feels like sometimes it is the best outcome. Unfortunately, it doesn't really do any damage. Like if Underlord has to commit like his entire mana pool, gets down to low, you feel really good about it, but it was kind of just a free, uncontested kill. As I said, bottom lane, Mushi, level 3.5, is struggling to sustain himself. He's in that position where it's like you bring out regen, or you need to just go and trade hits and die yourself.
Yeah.
He's a full level and a half behind the Gyrocopter as far as the carries compare.
Yeah, Gyro's, he may be suffering, but Skywrath Mage has just given up on that bottom lane, apparently.
Yeah, he's doing some warding. His presence at top is known by the Dire Ward, though, so unlikely to be able to achieve too much up here, but we'll see. He's got 2 points in concussive.
Okay, shot,
say that, yeah.
Slow him down, Paparazzi's dead.
Never mind, you can achieve a whole lot. And that's Gyro without TP, I believe, on respawn. It might be up soon, but it's a very nifty kill to get.
Finally, they switch up the lanes. 11 comes up to this top lane, but he's not going to fare any better against this Underlord. And he's going to make a free Dark Rift play back to base.
Love the efficiency. Often you don't see Underlords leveling this at level 6, but kind of like that Nature's Prophet thing where you can use your teleportation one way and a TP scroll the other and just not really miss out on much farm or experience whatsoever. So it's a good move coming out from Ice, who is crushing his lane and does not want to leave his lane.
And it's not like it's going to be a Beastmaster versus Underlord. That's not going to feel good. And then you're running a Gyrocopter into a potential Luna tri-lane. Right now it's just a Luna dual lane.
Yeah.
So that's not going to be an easy win for you by any stretch of the imagination.
I think this Gyro feels too good about going bottom. He's very exposed. He doesn't have his boots yet, so very easily flanked. He does know the Skywrath went top, but TP bottom could easily spell his
Ninja
demise.
Boogie sandwiched inside of those trees, actually literally had no escape possible. So,
well, Lina's rotate up top of an Arcane Rune. Not sure if she's been scouted yet. Skywrath could be the one to pop this, which would be best case scenario.
oh, he does, and he gets off the silence, but the nuke's already coming out. Maybe he can actually finish off
my
11
God,
before he goes down.
He ran in. He ran away from Lina to make sure the concussive hit the Beastmaster. Really heads up play from Jabs.
And that means Ori's rotation just feels terrible. You actually just traded out a Beastmaster for a Skywrath Mage. Meanwhile, Moon activated his Dragon form and started getting some damage onto that mid-tier 1 tower. They had to use the glyph to make sure it didn't go below 1,000 HP.
Yeah, everything about that. It's a support for a core in Mineski's favor, and even the support getting the kill before you get the kill while DK does damage mid. So it was a win across the board. The only small little thing that we see Ori getting is the fact that it's a solo kill.
What's 11 doing?
That's often what we ask ourselves.
He probably should need to have that level 6 before he goes a ganking. Barely down that river.
I think 21 charges. I don't think if you're Mineski, you want to prioritize or focus this Beastmaster all too much. He's one of the stronger heroes on the map, and they can push out his lane pretty hard here and do some good harass, but even with Skywrath, this is a very difficult kill to get, but they may go for it.
TP coming in from the Lina. They do have that 20 Magic Stick charge, and they're going to go for the Dark Rift play. See if he can save Jabs. Jabs going to get blown up. Oh my god, he's going to kill 11. Kill 11. Get out.
Wow.
Again.
Jeez. He got plus 75 damage because of The hero's dying. I believe he got even more bonus damage. Well.
Beastmaster for Sky again.
Yeah. I think with the Scarab dying actually helped him get some extra bonus damage there. And similar trade, yeah, you take those. Nice. This time not getting a solo kill. Back at mid again, it's Moon. He's gotten his tower down to below half health. Needs to be a little bit careful. Only 2 points in Dragon Blood. And
slow down, see if they can land the stun. They do cut down the trees. A lot of magic damage burst. Fenrir finally gets a hit in as that ethereal form fades away from the Decrepify bottom lane. They're going to kill the Gyrocopters in the side shop area. So they do trade out a core for core. Gyrocopter, though, super shut down.
Yeah, this is where he feels really bad. Being in this offlane, it's just so easy to get ganked and flanked from behind. He is a bit ahead in experience over the Luna, so no Eclipse yet, which means it really does require supports to bring him down. But Luna, about at level 6, will have that solo kill potential on him now. Definitely not, I feel like a non-death Moon should have had in the mid lane. He should have just been playing a bit more cautiously, backed off. Even had a stun he could have used when they were going on him if he wanted to just run away.
He knows that the Bounty Hunter is here. He spotted him earlier with the Helmet Dominator. He gets the kill. Ice just out of control with this Underlord, but finally he may be brought down. The axes are going to be enough. Ori will pick up that kill. Now the Eclipse coming in. They will be able to catch 11.
Yep.
Trading him out. That is a dominating streak given to Alina. Very dangerous. 462 gold for that kill.
Yeah, Ori has been incredibly active. He's 5-0 already. His moves around the map, it's a different Ori today.
Yeah, it's going to be caught as well. Oh, sleep. He still has that rocket barrage going even while he's under. But Jabs is now going to try and turn around, slow him. Ninja Boogie does have a big nuke with a Brain Sap. It's going to be a close call with that final nuke from the Skywrath Mage. 150 HP. It is enough for him to survive. Jabs is going to be able to survive through Fenrir's attempt to go. He had the Shuriken, couldn't really get it off, trying to get away, but Dust will spot him. Jabs gets that kill and TP's back to base just in case there's more heroes ready to dive for that kill.
Really nicely done. The Skywrath very active early on. Even with the 3 deaths, it just doesn't really feel like these deaths are ever in vain. He's always killing core heroes. He's trading well. He's dying when he's low on health and mana, so he needs to reset anyways. And overall, things across the board looking a bit better for Mineski. It's just Ori's Lina who's kind of the shining star of this Vici Gaming team right now, off of several solo kills and a level 11 at 11 minutes in. That is insane as far as his XPM goes.
And they're into the offlane jungle. They know exactly where Mushi wants to be farming right now because of the Bounty Hunter deep wards that he's placed. And if they don't catch him there, maybe they'll try and sandwich that offlane tower. Of course, we know that would be a bad idea. There's 4 heroes up here right now.
Yeah, and it's always awkward. Like, you need to make sure your Beastmaster doesn't get initiate on there, because coming in from behind, they're running away from you to go for that gank. So you're never going to be able to actually back him up and get there to kind of counterplay it that well. So
instead, they just play for the mid tower.
Yep.
Knowing that there's so many heroes up there now, they are dusted, smoked up rather, and they're going to find Ori as he tries to go for that 12-minute rune spawn.
I like that Moon, making sure he secures the kill. He's very close to his Blink Dagger, immediately goes and chips at this tier 1 mid tower.
4 HP. The Bounty Hunter level 4 did not have enough damage to kill the courier.
That's some misfortune for him, as Moon does complete the tier 1 tower, gets a Blink Dagger 12 minutes in, understanding that this is his purpose and role in this draft. I mean, they really had this big gap in terms of initiation when they 4th picked this Underlord. It was a great tanky frontliner, but they had no one to initiate, and that's where this DK pick really comes into play for Mineski. He is the one who has to be setting up fights, and he's going to make sure he can do that with this Blink.
And he doesn't need the Shadow Blade build, which scales into damage a bit more, because Sky and Luna are, I think, all the damage you really need from this draft, right?
Yeah, and the Shadow Blade build is like an initiation that can be countered if you have those sentries down. This Blink is like, you know, you blink in from fog, it's a bit more guaranteed.
Lanham is in a very precarious position right now, sitting in these side trees, but they don't know. So he's actually going to set up for the kill. He already drops the ward. See if they can blow up Ice. Now he does have the Dark Rip. Moon's going to try and intercept. Manage to get the stun on Ori, slowing down the damage, but Ice will still tank that Laguna Blade and ends up going down.
It was a bait, but Lina was there, and Vici Gaming actually had numbers. I believe they expect like a 3-man rotation, but that was a full-on 4-man down bottom with Lina, and they cannot counterplay the Lina being there as well, particularly when the Dragon form had worn off and Luna was looking to just farm up top. But definitely don't blame Mushi. I think he's making the right call.
Yeah.
It's just too hard to like TP in. If you TP in and you don't find like a team fight and get a kill or two with Eclipse, it's not worth it. You're much better off just taking the solo farm up top.
Yeah, you need that Mask of Madness ASAP so you can start snowballing your farm off of neutrals.
But they're smoking, looking for him. This Necrobook, he may run right into them. Oh, Vici Gaming going to get unlucky here.
Oh no, are
They're
they going to be on the low ground?
Here.
Oh, okay. They, nope. Well, up into the high ground. Mushi's going to try and somehow dodge this with the Eclipse out, but they tank so much. 11 just immediately summons the Necrobook, and it tanks up so much of the Eclipse damage.
They almost lucked out, and Mushi somehow like slipped away from that gank for a long time, but they came back.
They know where the Lina is. Instant blink stun. They saw him farming the Ancients.
And Lina and Luna feel like very similar heroes right now, where they're these kind of glass cannons who potentially can dish out a huge amount of damage, but also if they get jumped on, just instantly die and mow. We saw with the Luna to the Beastmaster roll. We've seen it a few times now with the DK. Having a Blink Dagger, this Lina just isn't able to protect herself against this. And even with this fast BKB pickup, we could still see a Fiend
Oh,
script.
the Dark Rip play onto the Troll Creep now. Ice doesn't manage to hold them close enough, so Paparazzi might be able to get away a little bit of Miss Micro. Still managed to get the stun in, though, slowing down Paparazzi even further. He just needs a couple more shots. Is it going to be enough? He needs one more. He spots him for a moment. Concussive shot. It'll run him down. Paparazzi can't escape.
Yeah, this is the new Skywrath build. This time, surely he's good at this time. He's
level 5, guaranteed. You roll low damage, it's still gonna work.
Yeah, I know where he is though, and okay, there we go. Had just enough mana to get out of there, and it doesn't look like Skywrath is gonna go for the dust. Put down a sentry ward just to protect Mushi a little bit, but
Ninja Boogie.
Definitely a game of vision advantage anytime there's a bounty hunter there. 3 very deep wards.
Or they saw they had really deep wards once again, so they know Ninja Boogie was coming in for this attempted kill on the Pugna. Ori intercepts, but he doesn't manage to get a kill off of it.
Yeah, didn't feel safe going for it. Perhaps worried about something like a Dragon Knight TP in. Dragon Knight playing off the map, and definitely here to worry about a little bit. And Ice is very farmed on this Underlord, having the Helm and the Hood already.
Sleep to dodge the missile.
Cute little play. No points in Enfeeble yet. Definitely not needed for the lane stage, but will come into play later on. Like this Gyro, he's already playing from behind. Paparazzi, 4K net worth is number 6. Barely has the Skywrath, and even by the time he starts getting some items, Flak is just going to be heavily negated if he ever gets Enfeebled. It was like a very rough game for him. They're kind of all in on the Lina and Beastmaster damage output. Beastmaster with the Necrobook somewhat negated by the Underlord. He's already going for the Vanguard, just the casual Hood into what is likely to be a Crimson Guard, I feel.
And this is my problem with the early Luna pickups. I don't think they're the same as the Gyrocopter, right? Because the Gyrocopter, or sorry, the other way around.
You like the
Gyrocopter,
Luna, not the Gyro.
Yeah. Because the Gyrocopter actually suffers from such a bad laning phase and won't be able to recover like a Luna can. Anyway, right? Like, she has a bad laning phase. She plays jungle with Mask of Madness. She's got to be able to catch up. A Gyrocopter behind. He has to go and fight actively, and if you lose those fights, that's pretty much the end of your carry role. Mineski are going to get gone on here. Big smoke rotation in through. They're going to be able to take out the Bane. Backline, Laguna Blade plus a double damage will rip apart that Skywrath Mage. Leave the Dragon Knight for last. Maybe the Underlord for last, actually.
He ultied in.
He Dark Rifted in. Bad idea, Ice. So you're just going to be a 4th death.
That's great play. 5-man Dota around track. Let's get our team back online. We're struggling a bit. We know Mineski are not playing together. This Luna has not played with the team at any point throughout this mid-game, so they look to capitalize on the fact that Mineski is split up. With a 5-man smoke, track kills all over the place into a Roshan. Great call from Vici Gaming.
Massive turnaround. Aegis will be picked up by Ori, and he's going to go for a straight-up BKB. Okay. So, more team fight for him. There's nobody who threatens him at that point in these fights.
I like it a lot because the DK's got this gap closing item. You're forced to kind of build a bit more defensive when your opponents have a gap closer, and it's a very heavy magic damage based lineup right now. If Luna comes to fight, there's Eclipse, there's DK stuns, there's Skywrath, Bane. You need BKB for all these heroes.
See that one again as you can see the moment the initiation was there, that fight was pretty much over. Just Ice coming in is a bit unfortunate.
It was a 4v3 from the start, and they instantly blow up one, so it's like 4v2. Oh, right, you're going to trickle on in. That makes it even easier for us to clean up these kills and win this team fight.
Vici Gaming picking up the pace here. They just want to fight. They just got a Roshan, and they're still going to smoke. They feel like this time of the game is the most important. They're looking, I'm sure, to be able to find the Luna. Instead, they're going to find the Bane.
Yep.
It's a pick-off that will still allow them to control this area and go for the offlane tower.
Good warding. They also know he warded up there. They've already planted the sentry. They just need some vision. Is there a Hulk or anything? I don't believe so.
They've gone...
I think they know it's warded, though. Oh, they're going to find +1. These wards.
Jeez.
Their vision is just continuing to get them. That was the Hulk, actually, that time, but previously was the Observer ward staying up for the Bane.
Yeah.
Necrobook gets stuck on a cliff. That's kind of annoying. But... oh my god, Ice just keeping in this ward as well, so...
And we're not really seeing it into effect yet, but Vici Gaming, if they get the Bounty Hunter in these same fights with the Gyrocopter, that is, I think, the equalizer here, right? Is that the Luna may be able to farm up, but Gyrocopter, he needs to be able to run out and kill things. He actually picks up a lot of gold thanks to the fact he's got Bounty Hunter in his team.
Absolutely. Well... the vision right now is causing a lot of problems for Mineski, who are just kind of chasing ghosts around the map, it feels like. They're never really quite sure who's where and what's what. They've used up so many sentry wards in the map, unable to really kill this bounty. And bounty, this lane ward in the top lane above the tier 2 tower has gotten them multiple kills, a courier, and it's set up several nice team fights for them, and that's really punishing them as he gets now a deep ward down bottom as well. There's a Radiant Sentry on it, but until you actually go and scout that with some high ground vision, you're going to get full benefit from that ward.
Ori is very dangerous right now. He's got a double damage. They're spotting Moon, looking to be able to slow him down, track, and now close enough for the Yule Scepter. They get the full combination out onto Moon with the double damage. They'll easily be able to bring him down. Pugna is another very effective hero versus that Dragonite.
Really nicely done. It's like a pretty quiet game from Pugna, who's 1-0-6. Still being involved in some of these kills. Definitely wasn't a key hero in some of these smoke rotations. He was the one hero missing from that big team fight at mid, but he's, you know, quietly been pushing out these lanes. He's farmed up a Spirit Vessel already. He's actually pretty farmed and hard to deal with right now.
Dark Rift trying to get out. They're going to silence up Ori, but he pops a BKB. But he had to know that Dark Rift was just about to go off, so...
this early BKB, very hard to fight into, but at the same time does slow down Lena's item progression a little bit.
Yeah, quite the little misplay using your 10-second BKB like that. They're still going to find the fight, though. 11 into the back line, roars up Ice. They're going to try and take him apart with the Life Drain. Now, Sleep is actually going to be able to interrupt a lot of that damage, and he does manage to get off a good Pit Firestorm for that. Now he's going to die, but now here comes the Luna. Just tearing people apart. Ori managed to get the triple kill. Now he has to focus on Moon with a fresh Laguna Blade up. Takes him down to half HP. Moon trying to go for Paparazzi. Will be able to get him, but it's an ultra kill for Ori. Mushi hides in the trees, pops out just in time to be able to finish off Ori, but now he's got to get away with murder, and I'm not sure he can do that, or maybe he can. Double kill. Lanham trying to chase him down to Crepify. Ori's not quite fast enough and won't have the range. Mushi will indeed kill 2 and get out.
11 just like rolled the dice there. It's like, all right, he's got no Lucid Beam. Let's just run in and hope he keeps on running so I can throw axes at him. And unfortunately, Luna's like, well, I can just turn and right-click you, get the kill. But ultimately, very big teamfight win for Vici Gaming. Great that the Lina can kind of come in from behind, gets the kind of cuts off the retreat there. And at that point, Mineski are forced into an unfavorable fight. Even though the initial roar doesn't kill the Underlord, it brings him down very, very low. And the teamfight is just one that Mineski can't take. There's a cooldown on one side, a lean on the other. You're just not able to win this whatsoever.
I love the fact that he doesn't use Laguna Blade on any of those, right? Like, he just knows that with his BKB and just pure right-clicking, he can take apart heroes like Skywrath Mage and Bane, no problem, and that leaves the Laguna Blade for the Dragonite, which makes that fight look so much better for them.
Yeah, the Dragonite at the end gets a couple heroes very low. Without that Laguna Blade, he may have actually been able to clean up a little bit there, at least get a kill or two, and cause some problems. And unfortunately for DK, he was a little bit short of his BKB before the fight. If he had it to match the Lena's BKB, it could have been a very different story, as he would have been able to do a lot more damage.
Roar, 11, trying to 1v1 Ice. Now both teams do have reinforcements coming in. The Dark Rift's going to go down from Ice, and will be able to get out. Good Centaur stun, just to make sure. Ori, though, is a... he's a Helmadam hunter. He keeps on killing all these Helmadam creeps. He's actually giving away a lot of gold, just like Fenrir did to Jabs.
Yeah, Fenrir is finally getting hunted down. I always feel like these teams need to do more to hunt these bounties, you know, not just buying sentries, but pairing them with observer ward traps. But even when a team does more, which I feel Mineski has done, they put Observer Sentry in mid. They had an Observer Sentry at that cliff entering into their jungle shrine area, which is like, it's very important. You put these traps in like entry points up into areas that you want to control. Even so, they haven't been able to kill this bounty hunter all that many times. He's died 5 times, but it doesn't really feel like those deaths have mattered, and you don't get you don't really recoup all that resources you're putting into actually hunting him down.
A big difference from the previous patches where the net worth of the team mattered. Here, the net worth of the bounty hunter accumulating into the bounty that you get for the kill goes to show that this bounty hunter is just all the more powerful, right? He's low level, he's running at you, he's getting other people a lot of gold, but not necessarily himself. He's still remaining very low net worth, and that's perfectly okay.
Yeah, that's actually, really, really clever point, because we're seeing bounty move to the 5 position mostly, and that's where he's getting even less farm, and you play the bounty as a 5, and he's going to give away even less gold when he dies.
He'll tank your smokes, he'll die, he'll get some wards down. Like, that is entirely the role of a 5 position. If you could somehow give your allies some gold as well, like old Warcraft 3 mechanics, just open it up and start donating gold to people, then that would make the dream 5 position, and Track is pretty much doing just that for you.
One of the issues Mineski have had in these last couple bad team fights is that Ice has not finished an item. He's got this Helm of the Dominant. Okay, he finishes that, but he hasn't finished his team fight item. He got the Hood, but he knows the Crimson Guard matters more. He wants the Hood into Crimson, but it's such a slow build-up when you get Helm, Hood, and then Crimson. And if he gives a Crimson Guard that bottom team fight, it could have looked very differently. And it's not until 25+ minutes where he's going to have that first key team fight item.
Yeah, Lena's always that problem, right, where she's just both a lot of magic damage, where Pipe and Hood are super useful, but at the same time, she's right-clicking very quickly, where the Crimson Guard protection would actually work very well. So, unfortunately, it slowed down his item build so much, and it's now Vici Gaming up by 5K in a series that they are already up 1 game.
Yeah, they done a really good job hunting down these pickoffs. They're getting track money for it. The Beastmaster now has a Blink Dagger of his own. Decent item pickup, not going the Shadow Blade that we see more of, because they already have a Bounty Hunter, so he just wants to have a more guaranteed initiation. Similar idea to the Dragon Knight who opted for the Blink Dagger. And he knows his job is just make sure they get a good roar off in a team fight, and he may find a solo kill down below.
Roar up, easy pickoff on the Bane.
Yep, it's vision. You can't actually de-ward. Your opponents get this vision advantage, and when they have these strong hero killers like Beastmaster Lina, how do you get that vision back? Because you go to de-ward, unless you're going as 5 heroes, which is not very inefficient and a poor way to play Dota, you're just going to die, as we just saw.
The Necrobook's slow, 11. You're really thinking about it, but he's actually just maybe going to give away easy gold to Mushi.
Yeah. DK getting one as well. So
sure. 400 gold for the team. Thank you, 11.
Yep. Lina with BKB, Lincoln's now as Shivers queued up with the plate mill already purchased. Incredibly defensive item build. I definitely don't mind it. I think just staying alive in these fights is going to be key when you're versing these heroes with all the burst damage that like a Skywrath can bring to the table. You survive that Skywrath burst, there's not a whole lot of burst coming out from a Dragon Knight with Blink BKB.
And if you didn't already have such a big vision advantage between Bounty and Beastmaster on your team, well, Shiva's will give you just a little bit more of a boost. Crimson Guard being the next item for Beastmaster.
He's at level 20. He's getting these solo kills and just the highest level in the game all of a sudden.
I thought he would just go like sort of a BKB build. Oh, he's going to break the smoke and blink out. Nice positioning.
Yeah. On the Beastmaster?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like that a lot. Crimson against Luna Glaives is definitely nice. Guess he looks around his team and he doesn't have any teammates who can get those utility items. Their 4th position is a hero who has like very specific items you need to build on Pugna to make the hero scale. It's kind of like what we saw last game. You know, Land's playing the Zeus, he's going to get personal items rather than team items because that's just what a Zeus does. Pugna's the kind of same thing. He's going to go Ags and then probably BKB or Aether Lens and get the Pugna items rather than the team items.
Ori up into a high ground without vision, but instantly Yules up Mushi. Fortunately, there was no disablers of Mineski nearby. Otherwise, that could have been a crucial kill for Mineski.
Mushi is still very farmed, and I think if there are concerns for Vici Gaming, it's where kind of the Gyrocopter's at. He's got drums, BKB, he's got an Ags queued up. He's going to be very tanky and a good frontliner, but one and feeble, and a lot of his damage can be reduced. Although right now, just level 1 means it's only that 8-second duration, so yeah, more levels on Ninja Boogie is going to be important as far as counterplaying what this gyrocopter brings to the table.
Meanwhile, Luna is getting into danger territory, right? We've got level 20 talent now, so 10 to all stats. Level 25 gives you that lifesteal. She's already got the BKB, so she just gets to that point where Lina feels like she can't actually, Lina and Beastmaster can't blow up the Luna, then it starts feeling like game over. Now, with the 7K gold lead, you still probably got a good 10 minutes before the Luna is truly a big scary carry.
Yep, and it feels like they're increasing their lead. One of the nice things we see this Beastmaster camp down bottom, and the Bounty Hunter, or the vision he's giving, is that Vici Gaming are playing in all 3 lanes. They're constantly keeping this bot lane shoved out all the way to the tier 3 tower. They're able to push out top. Mid lane's like this kind of even lane that one team pushes and the other does, but it seems like Mineski are often grouped up as 4 or 5. They're only farming in maybe 2 lanes at best, and Vici Gaming are just getting more out of the map in terms of resources, and that is because of the vision as well as just the nature of some of their heroes able to push out lanes a lot better than Mineski's can.
A Dark Rift play onto a smoke.
There's a Hawk above Roche, but they're not looking for Roche.
If they actually get, unfortunately not going to be the case here, Gyro TP's out, but if they did succeed on that gank, that could have been them going straight into the Roshan pit afterwards, which would have been huge.
Yes.
Reminder that they did make that play all around these bounty rune timings, so teams are definitely adapting to this concept.
A big part of why it fails is this bottom lane. It's just being shoved out constantly, and when you see nobody defending a lane that's shoved out and hitting a tier 3 tower, it's a telltale sign of what's going on. He'll die here, but I don't mind this set one bit whatsoever.
Yeah. Got a decent amount of damage onto the tower and, in a way, saved the gyrocopter's life. Right?
Unfortunately, we're at that stage where these deaths, when you're the highest level in the game, are a long respawn time, so it actually gives Mineski, even though you get that kill to your tier 3 tower in the bottom lane, you can actually get to Roshan and take a 5v4 Roche, should a contest come in, or you can look for objectives. Those like level 15 deaths there don't matter as much as like a level 21 death.
So they are going to try and funnel into that pit.
Yeah, I think without the Beastmaster and the vision he provides, it's tricky to contest this.
Fenrir takes away that sentry before the ward ends up going down. But, and they take away the enemy's observer ward, but Fenrir gets slept up, Fiend's Grip, or he's going to try and interrupt that one, but now he's going to be caught inside the pit with Eclipse. It's going to be going down. He needs to be able to pop his BKB, but what happened?
I don't know why he did BKB out of the pit there. You have this Linkens, it stops a lot of the initiation like a DK stun, but if you get caught in the pit, neither of your defensive items will stop it from hitting you, but you can BKB out of that one. Ori, please. I don't know about these buybacks. Roche is dying fast.
They're just going to try and rush into the bit. Paparazzi's ready to go with his BKB. He's going to get some vision inside with a call down, but Bane is trying to challenge him already. See if he can manage. He's just going to run down the Bane. They're going to get the Dark Rift play. They're going to pick up the Aegis and just get out. Paparazzi's futilely trying to bring somebody down, but it's just not going to happen, my friend. All they get is a carry out of that buyback, or a support.
He could have probably died if they didn't Dark Rift, although I think Mineski were still in a bad spot, even if they killed the Gyro there, but multiple buybacks. Mineski secure themselves Aegis, and maybe have to retract a bit of what I said. That Beastmaster dying bottom lane feels like a very good death because he's giving his team so much info and pressuring that lane, but ultimately, if you're going to die there, you have to kind of just accept that Roche is going to be given up to Mineski now because they did not have the tools to contest it.
Yeah, maybe that was a play that was acceptable 10 minutes ago when you're like level 14, but 11 was surprisingly high level at that point in time, which just means his death timer was far too long.
He had Necrobooks and Fours and his neutral creep. Just let them push out, hit the tower. Oh, you fed away 400 gold from your Necrobooks. Not a big deal. You still can contest Roshan. Don't give away your hero.
So, Aegis and Cheese for Mineski to be able to work around, and this, well, this becomes really scary because now the Luna's hitting for 300 damage a hit. Thanks to the butterfly.
Yeah. Lina no MKB.
Oof.
Makes this very difficult. Mushi is just going to look to push high ground. And now we're seeing the strength of the Mineski lineup despite losing a couple of bad team fights.
Yeah. We're still trying to finish up Shivas on Lina when MKB, Bloodthorn, those kind of items.
Bottom. Roar was used on Skywrath, but DK was there as a bait.
They're going to be able to slow him down. 11. Ooh, Jesus. He does manage to kill him. Try and get out the Centaur stun. Not going to be there in time. Ice tried valiantly.
11's such like a... He's like the eternal envy of China, you know? Sometimes he does some crazy play there. Mineski knew he's down there and trying to bait it out. And even though Mineski know he's down there and they're baiting, they lose a hero and he TP's out. Very good play, because that kind of stops any threat of a push in this mid lane.
Fenrir scouting out what the Mineski heroes are up to, but they do have a sentry, and they just spotted him for a moment. They actually just laid down a ward. They maybe going to look around. They throw down another sentry, assume that, oh man, he actually got by, but never mind. Moon spots him right as Fenrir pops out. He thought because his ward was still alive that there's no sentry there.
Yep.
He would be wrong.
I mean, that's the hero who's lower level and dying on the other side of the map. That's the hero maybe more acceptable to lose where he dies. But then the Beastmaster, he's coming back in 40 seconds. His job is to give his team vision, unlike the Beastmaster, whose job it is to shove out these lanes and be the key initiator. If you lose that lane shove and that initiation, suddenly you cannot contest Roshan. And we do not see Mineski making anything out of a bounty hunter kill, whereas the Beastmaster dies and suddenly you're in Roshan and winning a big team fight.
So Paparazzi's going to go for Maelstrom, which I guess is one poor man's way of dealing with a butterfly hero.
True.
But that butterfly hero also has a BKB, so...
Yeah, not sold on this item being a big problem solver, but at the same time, I don't think you can just rush an MKB and feel too good about it.
Blink for Blink, Moon. Oh, they're going to come in for the Dark Grip. That's why this is happening. That's why Moon is playing so aggressively. They're going to be able to get the Pit of Malice onto Lanham. Also trying to slow down the Beastmaster. He actually managed to TP out. Lanham actually keeping himself alive with the Drain. Finally, a Fiend's Grip will put an end to all of that nonsense. He's dead for 70 seconds. He's level 19.
His first death of the game. I just feel like the Pugnus support has been a little invisible in some ways. Lanham's played well by all means, but the hero just, by its nature, hasn't been able to have that big impact on this game. Wow, Paparazzi, was that B intended?
I'm not sure, but Paparazzi's getting ripped apart! All those bouncing glaives between him and the tier 3 tower. Give him the tips.
Yeah, I think that was a misclick on the BKB.
I mean, I honestly think Paparazzi's pretty tilted because I saw him earlier. He had a quick buy up on Divine Rapier before he decided on that Maelstrom. It's just been a hard game for him all around. Almost finding 11. He does manage to blink away. 11 is going to be the one trying to keep this game alive for them because Ori's just been trapped in by the Pit of Malice. Pops the BKB. Now Roar onto Moon. Goes for the back line. Jab's going to get blown up by the Laguna Blade. Now trying to hit the stun onto Moon, but it's a little bit too late. The LSA late to the BKB. Now an Eclipse goes down. Ori instantly gets the Yule Scepter off, but he's in place to be able to get all that damage onto 11. Instead, 11 instantly buying back. They're going to get some Shuriken bouncing damage. Mushi's dangerously low. He does have an Aegis, but they can't afford to be dying inside of the base like this, especially with 11 out. Moon turning around, does have the cheese. He's going to be okay here, but an LSA, maybe they can actually pop him in time. Instead, they're going to be hitting the Bane. He managed to get off the cheese because of that, and Bane keeps himself alive with a self-nightmare, slowing down these heroes. Shiva's LSA not quite landing. Managed to get the Dark Rift away. They can cancel this one if they feel like the fight is good, but they just play it safe, go back to the base.
Took both tier 4 towers. It's one of those kind of fights where it's, in some ways it's better to get 2 lanes of racks than the 1 lane plus 2 tier 4 towers. They're really kind of going for that big all-in GG play there, but the buyback's coming out as well, so definitely a big win for Mineski, who probably feel like they are smooth sailing right now with how uncountered this Luna pick is here. And this is where the first 2 Luna, you mentioned you liked, I think the panel felt much better about a first 2 pick Luna after the Gyrocopter, knowing that your opposing team cannot counterpick you in the carry role.
Lanham decrepifying himself on top of the Skywrath Mage ultimate, but Ori, he does manage to get a counter kill onto that Sky, but he's half HP with no BKB. If they actually can slow him down a little bit longer, Moon didn't have his blink up in time.
They're going to go for the mid lane here. Just a Pugna kill. Not sure if they want to force a fight around that throne with Aegis down, but they could also eye off the top lane as well.
11 trying to set himself up for that backline assassination once again.
Yeah, even just killing off a Bane or someone, he could be very helpful. Gyro not being enfeebled, take away the Fiend script, but instead Mineski are playing it safe, going for the Shrines, and I think with their BKBs on cooldown, at least on the Luna's BKB on cooldown, this is the smart play to make. Not to mention, Luna's also about to hit level 25, so you might just want to wait for that
cute little wards there on the side, but it is spotted by the Hawk combination of their Necronomicon. Mushi's going to come forward and kill those Necronomicon minions.
Makes the Manta play so he doesn't take damage.
Well played.
Mineski happy to slow it down. 1 Rex advantage, definitely not insurmountable here, but what is nearly insurmountable perhaps is this Gyro Luna gold deficit. The Gyro is full 12,000 net worth behind the Luna, and Lina, perhaps with an MKB, could look to be the Luna counter. And I think you had to itemize this game to deal with the Luna, because your Gyro is always going to have a tough time with that matchup, but instead we see at least 3 very strong defensive items. BKB, Lincoln, Shivers, none of these items are really geared up for fighting the Luna. I think this MKB or a Daedalus, these kind of items needed to come out sooner for Ori, who still doesn't have any of them, and we're 40 minutes in.
Yeah, he's trying to go for Mjolnir instead, but we still, like, Mushi has been pretty careful with his BKB usage. He's still at 7 seconds.
Yeah. Paparazzi, he needs to be that strong frontliner. You've got this Pugna behind you. This is a support that wants to have that frontlining carry to just life drain, heal up. Paparazzi just hasn't really looked like that beefy frontliner this game whatsoever. Here comes the Dark Rift.
Dark Rift play on the other side of the map. And they just might run into the Lina. That would be massive. Blinking forward.
There's an Observer Sentry, but it was for the bounty runes. You mentioned it. The bounty rune plays. And again, it's the same thing.
He's just going to blind blink up there because he assumes somebody is going to try and grab that bounty rune the moment it spawns. Fortunately, Ori did not take that bait.
That was very heads up from the Lina, and a very cute, clever play from Mineski, who have established a clear pattern around these bounty runes, but that's something Vici Gaming have recognized now, that, you know, they're going to look to hunt you and go to the other side of the map. You know, you're expecting this Radiant team to be playing the top side of the map, keeping mid and top lane pushed out, looking for a pickoff or an opening to break high ground through the top lane, but that surprise play down bottom is going to catch a lot of teams out by surprise.
They're going to see this Lina just running at Moon right now. He does manage to get the Gold Scepter. Moon has a BKB, and he's going to pop it here now. They're not going to immediately turn and fight, but they are kind of setting up. Now they back off. They're just going to let their Luna keep farming. Well, he almost has an Sol Cuirass coming in.
Yep.
That is a huge increase in effective HP for this Luna against the Lina right clicks.
Yeah, at this point, you're heavily favoring Mineski's draft unless Vici Gaming can somehow get a great initiation off here. 11 needs to get a good blink roar.
Roar and a jabs. Okay, they're just going to blow up the support real quickly. Now, Mineski, how are they going to play this? Moon actually jumps down to the low ground to stun up 11. He does immediately get hit by the LSA, but Vici Gaming are trying to play this back and forth, especially with the buyback of the Skywrath Mage. They force the BKB out of Mushi. Now they just need to try and get out. Paparazzi gets away, but he's on about a 3rd HP, not feeling comfortable, so they're going to life drain him up first.
Not bad. Much better from Vici Gaming, who needed to suck. Like, their early game plan was very much playing around their vision to find these pickoffs, having numbers advantage, using the Bounty Hunter vision advantage as well as the Beastmaster, but they've kind of gone away from that.
Now with the BKB on cooldown, but Lina from the low ground, they actually got hit by Ninja Boogie. What a great positioning, managed to get him with a Fiend's Grip.
Tips him mid-team fight. The team fight's still going on, and he's got time to just chill out and just bust out a tip. Aether Lens pickup with a cast range talent. He got that Lina from so far away that nobody was in range to cancel it.
And
not sure who really can.
That's classic, right? Oh no, the blink stun onto a Gyrocopter. Instant buyback, but Luna with a double damage right now. Oh, they're going to go for the Dark Rip play. Look at them. They're going to get right in the middle of all of these heroes with a double damage Luna. It is danger time for Vici Gaming. They managed to get a 2-man LSA. Maybe this is going to be okay. They need to be able to bring down this Luna drastically, but no, he managed to get the Satanic off. He's healing himself. Another LSA comes in, but a good hit. Ice. They're just focusing down, or they finally managed to take down that damage dealer, and there's just no way. They don't have the damage to take on Mushi. He has too much lifesteal ready to go. Vici Gaming, they will drop this game too. We are going to game 3, boys and girls.
Exciting stuff here. Elimination matches are delivering today. Definitely like Mineski's draft a bit here, but we saw Vici Gaming really threw them off with a couple of good mid-game smokes. They caught them by surprise, won a couple team fights, and when you're winning mid-game team fights with Bounty Hunter, your track money starts rolling in. You know, you feel like your team could snowball out of control, but after that, you know, it felt like they fell flat because Paparazzi had no farm. He's playing to catch up. Meanwhile, this Lina has a lot of farm, but is going like all in on these defensive items.
Yeah. So it looks like the Vici Gaming may figured out an interesting draft for Game 1, and Game 2, they did have that Pugna, but felt like Game 1, we actually saw a lot of effectiveness out of that Zeus pickup. Game 2, Lanham, not nearly the same kind of impact with that Pugna.
Agreed. Yeah, it just felt a bit invisible for a lot of this game.
All right, well, Game 3 coming up, boys and girls. Panel first.
Thanks very much, Cap. Yes, 1-1 all tied up. Well done, Mineski. They've brought themselves back into contention in this best of 3. Was there any doubt whatsoever, considering the previous 2 series have also gone to all 3 games in their best of 3s? 2 very tightly contested matches and 2 very tightly knitted teams as well. Hard to separate the 2 of them. But the 3 men on the panel are going to do exactly that as we look forward to Game 3 and wrap up Game number 2 as well with some highlights alongside. Alan, that was much better from Mineski. It was more decisive. It still took a long time, but they got there in the end.
Yeah, and I thought Vici Gaming looked really good after the draft, and I thought they looked really good most of the way through this game. But the difference in the game was that Mushi's Luna was able to come back into the game. Paparazzi's Gyro never really did, made a questionable decision, leaving him 1v1 against an Underlord in the early game. He had a really hard time getting started. Mushi got set back by an early death, but he was able to recover. Luna does farm a little bit better.
Yeah, 8-1 and 5 in the end for Mushi, but more importantly, he was 14,000 gold ahead of the next nearest competitor, which was Ori in this game.
Yeah.
That's we were talking about the fact that Mushi had to step up from Game 1, and Luna wasn't necessarily a great hero right now, and actually he's just gone and had an MVP performance.
Yeah, I was saying, like, we don't like Luna, but I liked it with these type of drafts where you have damage provided from other things and you can make a lot of space around the map. I mean, Ice, this guy made an incredible amount of space. Although Vici this game, I did think they looked pretty damn good, especially after this whole sequence. They get the Rosh. There was a certain sequence that happened for them though that I feel really threw them off this whole game. It's not this one. It's actually the one where, I mean, this one was pretty good because Mushi got some kills, right, to come back in. But it was actually the one that we're going to see in a bit where 11 keeps pushing onto that tier 3, right? And they TP 4 heroes and they kill him, and then they go straight to Rosh. They get the Rosh, and everything just falls apart for Vici there.
Yeah, the couple early deaths by 11 were or mid-game deaths by 11 were really impactful because he was 13K gold at that sequence that you're describing, Quogged, and that was like a 2K gold swing.
Oh, those couple of kills from Mushi as well in that bot lane.
Okay, we didn't get to see it, but it was, I don't remember exactly which time it was, but it was right before Mineski got that Roshan. They killed the Beastmaster bottom, went straight to that Rosh, got the Rosh cleaned up, got the Underlord Rift out, and from there the gold swing was pretty much even into Mineski's favor. And yeah, I mean, like you said, Paparazzi was pretty much shut down this whole time. Ori played an excellent game, but they need to have their gyrocopter to be in this game.
The real question for me this game is, why do you give Ice what he loves to do the most? Like, his hero has a very big advantage over Gyro 1v1, and whenever he has that, he just bullies everyone completely out of the lane. He even solo killed him once, I believe, and you just don't, you should never do that against Ice. You always want to have a matchup advantage on your carry, or that guy's just gonna go ham and he's gonna ruin the whole game for you.
Yeah. And you really saw the creativity of Ice on full display in this one, cutting creep waves with the HOD catapult, the Dark Rift plays, right? That's something that you don't see from a lot of Underlord players, and it's just the way that Daryl plays Dota. By the way, Mushi's 863 gold per minute in that game is a tournament high. A guy that we said needed to step up in this game, he really did.
He certainly did. Is he the MVP, or is the 5-star taxi service from Ice going to sway you?
I think it's between the two of those. Flip a coin. You know what? I'm going to give it to Mushi solely for the story because we said that he was the key player for them in this game. Badly needed to step up, and he did. But I think either one of those guys, not going to take issue with.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Mushi, 34,300 net in the end. Ori was just behind him with 20,100.
just
behind him.
Yeah, you know. Ori played well for the second straight game, by the way.
Yeah. Insane game, though, from Mushi, who puts his team on his back and helps carry them back to 1-1. And, quick final thoughts on that game. I guess VG they have something to think about because, in a way, I wouldn't say they were lucky to win the first game because it could have gone either way, but they're sitting here thinking, well, they kind of were because they could be sitting here out of the tournament. And Mineski are going to know that, too.
I think I want to say hide Paparazzi's hero for later.
Or if you pick it early,
if you're going to pick it, secure him.
Yeah. Because they left him completely alone. They tri-lane offensively, which shut down the Luna a little bit, but the Gyro got nothing. I think the Underdog tripled his CS at one point. Then he got solo killed, and he had to switch lanes against the Luna, who had more money than him.
I had a good question, by the way, in the break. Someone sent me. Why no Bloodseeker first pick?
You may see it.
It's a good question, isn't it? Because if Gyro's a first pick, then Bloodseeker's definitely a first pick.
I think we did see, we saw in game 1 with a third pick Bloodseeker, right, that it's possible, the 5th overall pick, it is possible to draft around that hero. We don't know enough yet really to know the direct counters to it, but I think you can draft around it.
I think there's a lot of, I think you put yourself in a little bit of a scary spot. I saw, you know, we were all looking at counters for it in mid, and then I saw Secret put a Beastmaster mid for it in some of these situations, you know, it's like, I think if you open it up with it, you can leave yourself open to just too much weaknesses in your draft.
Big risk going into a third and final game.
I think you can only do it if you do it like LGD. They put it as offlane as well. If you have that kind of flexibility, then it's possible.
Flex value.
But most of the people, or most of the teams rather, can only put it mid or carry, and I don't think you should do it if you can't offlane it.
Gut check for Mineski. They survive.
Yeah, absolutely. Plenty of questions still to answer, and Mineski and VG are going to answer them after our break, because Game 3's draft will be upon us, and it will help decide which of these two teams makes their way through the lower bracket a further round. The other will, of course, be eliminated. And don't forget, we've also got one more series to come later on as well. The sister team, or cousin team, however you want to put it, VGJ Thunder, of course, in action against Newbie in our final series of the night. Still lots of Dota to come. We'll see you in a bit.